Snap, Graham gets it. Deep drop on the fade. And it is
incomplete.
Incomplete, just out of the hands. And Brett.
Ball was up there a long time, Kevin.
He will be thinking about that one all night long.
Yeah, I mean.
Is that one of those things where the ball gets bigger and bigger as it gets to you because you know how wide open you are?
Yes, he's sort of lucky, that didn't, get picked off because that ball stayed up in there an awful long time. And the defensive back looked like should have had a beat on intercepting that, but just didn't come to fruition.
It did kind of look like it was slow motion.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a long way across the field. 3rd and 4.
One safety deep for the Knights, and trips left for West Columbus. Graham's back to pass once again, rolls left. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to swing that up.
He's got it, I think, Kevin.
Gets first down yardage, just enough to move the chains, and he'll be first and 10 at the 40.
I can already tell you, Graham's going to be hard to contain because, right there, he kept his head up and he looked for holes. The only negative thing I can say is, DJ's got to, tuck that ball away a little bit when he gets in traffic because he's throwing it out there. Could lead to a costly turnover. I'm actually good now.
Okay.
Straight give up the middle, closed up, gain of about 1 for the Vikings, and that is number 22.
Norton, the ball carrier.
I don't have him. He's 23. Christian Norton. So that's 23 instead of 22.
Okay, 2nd and 8 for the Vikings just on this side of the midfield at the 47.
That's 23. A lot of new names here for us, Kevin. We're used to saying those same old names over the last couple of years.
Kelly and those kind of.
Straight give to the jet man, number 11.
Aiden Scott.
I've got Santonio Vereen. Who you got?
They're blowing it dead, and the West Bladen people are wondering why the heck they did.
Santonio Vereen coughs it up over there on the sideline, but he's marked down for a loss of about 1.
Didn't get the score, but if you're West Bladen, you're very happy making 3rd and 10 on the 47. Are you in 2-down territory if you're West Columbus?
Third down and 10.
Yeah, I think you are. You're going to think that West Bladen's not going to be able to move it on you, so I would see Coach going for it here or getting 2 downs to get 10. Give the ball to DJ twice. He's 5, 6, 7 yards every time. So
pro set, motion man, and West Columbus look to throw the fade off to the left. Plenty of time. Graham rolls to his left, deep downfield, and it is just out of the hands of the receiver.
Receiver should have had it there. DJ did what he needed to do and bought time and got his receivers open, and ball looked like on the money to me, Kevin.
That's the second pass that should have been called by a West Columbus receiver this evening. And just these are moments that when you look at them in the film room, it's going to eat you alive because you're going to say, man, those are points we left on the board.
Yeah. I'm thinking they're, going for a pass there and not getting anything. I'm thinking they're probably going to have to punt here, and they do. Number 10 back to punt, Ethan Matterson for the Vikings. Is that who you got? That's who I got on mine here.
I have a new toy that we're playing with, but the numbers don't match up.
Oh, Lord. That's okay.
That's what I said.
Ball away. Partially blocked there.
I don't know if you call it a Viking bounce or a Knight bounce because it went sideways. It's going to be 1st and 10, Knights ball on the 37. Knights take over for their second offensive series. And Brett, Knights, hard to come by points the first 2 games. They're scoring about 6 or 8 points in both ball games. And if you're West Bladen, how do you get that offense uncorked?
Well, you knew, I know coming over here, I thought about this game, and I knew that it was going to be tit for tat, and I knew it would probably be more of a defensive struggle because both teams are trying to get their offense going. West Columbus has looked a little bit better offensively than West Bladen does, but they just hadn't, connected on those passes. And we'll see
how much of that is because of the layoff, Brett?
I don't know. Just receivers like that have got to have that ball there. Oh, counter.
Inside
Nice
counter.
play.
Down to the left-hand side.
23.
A 23-yard gain by number 23,
Isaiah
Robinson.
That's a South Columbus play right there.
Fake, and the third time through was a charm, and there was just a hole.
Yep. And what West Columbus needs to do there to stop that, they've got to get that defensive line penetration against that offensive line of West Bladen.
And again, like you said, a lot of moving parts for West Columbus right now. Young men growing up quickly for West Columbus who only had one ball game under their belt, where this is the third game for West Bladen. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage, the center of that defensive line, stout for West Columbus. For the last couple of years, I mean, they've had some just really large, strong, raw-boned young men who just, they patrol that middle.
Well, what West Columbus defense right now is pretty much daring West Bladen's quarterback to throw it. They're putting 12 men in the box, and they're thinking that West Bladen's
They're putting 12 men in the box?
11, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking hockey, weren't I?
Okay.
In the penalty box. But anyway.
To get that extra skater in.
No threat of a pass so far. There goes that.
Backside counter once again. And we got
a hold?
We got laundry on the field. Probably a hold.
Yeah.
But, again, West Columbus, strong defensively, linebackers reading their keys, staying home and not going for the counter action.
And that is not a penalty that you want in that position there. You were 3rd and 10 in Viking territory. Now it's going to probably back you up to midfield. Because this is going to be a game of field position. I really believe it.
5:40 to go already in the first spread. Quickly moving first quarter, and no points on the board.
Oh,
they waved it off.
I guess it was inside the tackle box, possibly. They waved it off.
Has been waved. We'll bring up 3rd down.
3rd and about 8.
Let's hear for that defense. 3rd down.
West Columbus faithful getting loud. Quarterback rolling to his right. Chase down.
Oh, nice kick.
Nice kick by number 11.
That is
Luke Pate.
Luke Pate. And, the defender was there, Kevin. He came around and wrapped it to back and swatted down, but just missed it. Good timing pattern there by West Bladen.
I'm telling you, they dared him to pass, and they did. And if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Yep. And West Columbus just got caught. West Columbus right now, it looks like the timing is just a little bit off. Right, they've had 2 drop passes and now almost an interception. And
the biggest thing here, the defensive line of West Columbus has got to get off the ball a little bit quicker.
Heads up.
Nice job there by number 80. What's that? 24.
24.
That is Wendell Way. I got Wendell. No, that's
okay. Sean
Murchison. Okay. All right, we're going to get these things straight. Oh, Sean Murchison, yeah. Nice tackle up the middle for loss of about 2. So it's going to be 2nd and about a long 11.
2nd and 12 for the Knights. Knocking on the door here in Viking territory with 4:20 to go. Rolls to his right. Inside pass. Complete.
Nice screen.
And
he may be
the rugby scrum gets it all the way down to just about the 5. It'll be 1st and goal for the Knights.
Nice passing game by the Knights there. 2 nice passes and gets them set up in red zone territory.
I think this also does, Brett, is it also, makes West Columbus, think about maybe getting out of that defense.
Yep. Nice job. I mean, if the run's not working, open it up a little bit. 1st and goal from about the 5 for the Knights.
Backside counter off to the left.
Well, nice play on the outside
down
by
to about the 3.
Is that number 2 over there? Looks like 2 possibly.
Number 3, Justin Spalding, the ball carrier.
That Tony Jordan over there with the
6, Tykese Hollingsworth. To bring up 2nd and goal.
They said 6,
Tykese
Tykese Hollingsworth. Okay. Second and goal from the 5 with no gain there.
Counter once again.
Backwards
and he will take it in the backfield.
I'm going to give him forward progress to about the 6, I think.
And I'll tell you something, Brett. That's how you draw it up. One person attacks the ball and the ball carrier, and then you get a lot of support coming in the back.
Everybody checks in, yep. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from about the 7 here.
It's a lot different from second and goal on the 3 to 3rd and goal on the 7.
Don't be surprised if West Bladen don't fall back here and try to pass it into the end zone.
Big play for West Bladen. Points, hard to come by so far this season for the Knights. Important for them to get these points
He is rolling
early.
out. Good call.
And it is up.
Yep.
And it is a West Bladen touchdown.
Okay, who called it, Kevin? Yeah, I knew that they were probably going to setting those 2 running plays up to run something on the outside.
Luke Pate with a 7-yard touchdown.
Luke Pate, 7-yard touchdown.
Luke's had
Receiving.
had a couple of big plays on this drive.
Yeah. Yeah, we've heard that name a couple of times, and West Columbus finds himself down 6-0.
And again, now, if you're West Columbus, what do? Do you get out of that defense?
We just got to make an adjustment on the pass there. I think it's backs coming out of the backfield, and maybe they don't know who it is. It's going to be for 2.
Off to the left is number 3.
It's going to be a 2-point conversion good for
Justin Spalding picks up the 2-point conversion. And our score with 2:25 to go here in the first, West Bladen 8, West Columbus 0. And honestly, Brett, this should be, either a tie ball game or a West Columbus lead. West Columbus fingertips away on both sides of the football from really leading this. And I think it goes back to timing, especially an early season rainout and not getting these young men a chance to play football for the last couple of weeks against a different opponent.
Well, I think it may be a little bit of nerves coming in here. A lot of these kids, this is their first time up on varsity, first time playing under the lights on Friday night. And I think there's just probably some nerves here for the West Columbus Vikings. I think West Columbus, settle down. They're going to be okay. But they got to make the plays that are in front of them. 2 drop passes that, were very catchable. Just not seeing a lot on the running game. Looks like DJ, quarterback, is optioning to run as much as possible. But
And here's the thing, Brett, on those plays, and I think this is kind of where you can help yourself and help your receivers. I think there's a couple of those plays where if he'd have pulled the ball down and used his legs, forced them to come to him, he'll open up some spaces to throw those receivers.
I agree, because what he's done, he's ran a lot of the defense off. I mean, quarterback can maybe tuck it there and run. Patrick Mahomes, that's how he became famous and earning a lot of money was, driving off people deep and then tucking it down and running it.
Hunter Hester going to kick off for the Knights so far. And way offside but not called were the Knights on the kickoff.
Oh, he's got a lane.
And he's got a lane to the side, and he will leg it out for the West Columbus touchdown.
And, Kevin, that right there is why nobody in these conferences are kicking deep because, containing that kickoff is tough. They had the kicker there to cut off the edge. A little stutter step up the sideline. The kicker just stopped. Kid flew by him. Touchdown, Vikings.
Damon Williams. How long? 80? Jeff, how long? 80? 80-yard touchdown off the kickoff return, and Damon Williams is down there having a sausage dog and a soda because he's got to be out of breath because the Jets were on.
We'll see if West Columbus is going to chase points here, just go for 1. Looks like they're going to chase the 2 here. If they don't get it here, they're going to be chasing all night. There's a flag on the field. Is it too many players? Yep.
Illegal participation.
Flag down on the field, delay of game against the Vikings.
That's not good there. Trying to go for 2. So that backs you up 5, and that makes that 3-yard run 8 yards.
Did y'all's kicker last year graduate? Yeah. I think the other thing I can –
Strickland?
Yeah. Ryan Strickland graduated last year, Brett, and Vikings probably still looking for that solid kicker.
Yeah. Yep.
But Strickland was kicking 7-8 times a night last year.
Well, I'm thinking that probably if it was a 7-0 game, they probably would have went for 1. But some coaches just don't like to chase here. So, like I said, if you don't get the 2 here, you're probably going to be chasing all
Brian,
night
the
long.
shotgun. Plenty of time to hold the football. Rolling to his right. Jump pass.
Nice.
And caught
Nice.
in the back of the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
A lot of patience there, a lot of heads up. Looked like sort of like a basketball pass there, didn't it, Kevin?
It did. It's a nice jump shot.
Looks like he found somebody under the goal. Turn around layup for the 2. Hey, so he's bringing in both sports here, but it's 8-8.
Matheson, it's a 2-point conversion, Brett, and if we're going to use that analogy, it was nothing but the bottom of the net.
Yeah, I mean, they needed that 2 big because West Bladen had already went for 2, and so they're not having to chase. 8-8 ball game with 2 minutes left to go in this first half, and we went from defensive struggle to now kids are putting points on the board, and we'll see if West Bladen can answer that call.
And all of a sudden, this gets real interesting, Brett, because you now have an offensive, explosion by this West Bladen team who's been hunting for points, and I think they found something that might work for them.
Yeah, the passing game's looking really good. Special teams look really good for West Columbus there, so it leads to an 8-8 ball game.
Matheson gets the 2-point conversion. He gets the kickoff.
There you go.
Might be the new rule.
So if he kicks it through the end zone, through the upright, does he get 1 here?
I think it only works on on a drop kick. On a drop kick. I've seen that happen.
Yeah. And there is a new NFL kickoff rule. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Which is very confusing.
Yes, it is.
Off to the left side is number 2, and that is Keon Whittington for the Knights. He'll take the ball up to about the 35, where West Bladen will take over 1st and 10.
Well, Keon Whittington brings it up the left side. So West Bladen's going to take over.
Now, if you're West Columbus, Brett, let's play defensive coordinator. Do you get out of your defense, or do you still try to commit to stacking the line of scrimmage?
Well, I just think they probably talked about whose responsibility was backside of the backfield. I think that's the biggest negative for the defense of West Columbus, not knowing who had the backs coming out of the backfield.
Backside handoff, swallowed up by the West Columbus defense.
Number 1, Ryder, the train, Haynes to the tackle in the backfield.
Ryder Haynes, we've been calling that name seems like forever, Brett.
Yep.
And Ryder Haynes, I think this is going to be a really good year for Ryder. He's gone from an accessory to a valued piece of a bigger puzzle to being a team leader this year, and I look forward to seeing what Ryder can do.
Yep, he was a big piece of that defense last year with that team, and now he's leading a younger West Columbus team.
2nd and about 14 for the Knights. Going to try to counter back the other direction.
Nothing there.
And West Columbus is the first tackler don't get you. The second one will. And West Columbus, I think, has finally got that backside counter diagnosed.
Looks like Ryder Haynes was there again for the tackle, along with another boatload of Vikings.
A shipload of Vikings.
Shipload of Vikings.
Finished by number 1, Ryder, Haynes.
Third and fair bluff for the Knights. And not a lot of plays in the playbook for a third and 17, Brett.
That would actually be Chadburn that way.
I think it's
fair
bluff.
bluff's that way. They're going this way.
Yeah.
Intercepted
by the Vikings. And he looks to go. He's got one man to beat. Inside cut, and he will take it to the end zone. Damon Williams with a pick 6 of about 37 yards.
Well, Kevin, if your offense isn't working, let your defense do the work and your special teams.
What is that old saying? Good defense makes great offense?
Is that the same guy that scored a touchdown?
Yeah, it's the same guy that scored a touchdown.
Okay.
He scored offensively, defensively.
So
I say let him kick a field goal tonight.
So he's got 2 tonight so far. So we're going to have to put him on our radar.
We have an early contender for WECT Player of the Week, I think.
Just got a score, South Columbus 0, Loris Line 7 with 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Now, who's Whiteville playing tonight, Kev?
They were down 14-0 earlier to
James Keenan, 14-0 Whiteville.
7-0 with about 5 minutes to go in the first half.
So are they playing that at White or at James Keenan?
Everybody, but this game was away, I think.
Okay. So White was it James, and James Keenan is a powerhouse team. So we'll see what Whiteville can do with them.
Mirror images. Let's see what West Columbus dials up right. But this is a mirror image and a mirror call to the penalty on the first extra point.
Well, I think what West Bladen's doing right now, they're getting their head down a little bit, and that's the worst thing that West Bladen can do. So they need a good stop right here.
Once again, back to pass, and he will walk into the end zone.
Just West Bladen not ready there, Kevin. Defense is not ready there for West Bladen.
Santonio Barine, the recipient of a wide-open throw, and he takes it into the end zone, and it's 16-8 in favor of the Vikings. 32.8 to go here in the first, and if you had offensive explosion on your bingo card, you might have been the only one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The offense of West Columbus hadn't really hatched yet, but the defense and the special teams have come to play. So we'll see if.
So actually, no. So he scored on a kickoff return.
Right.
He scored on an interception return. So he needs an offensive touchdown.
Needs an offense. What position does he play offensively?
At this point, I put him anywhere he wants to go.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So ball being kicked off back to the West Bladen Knights again.
Whittington and Spalding back deep for the Knights.
And this is when you're Knights, you got to bow you back. You got to understand, hey, it's an 8-16 game. We're still in this game. The game's not out of control.
And again, it's not that they're being. It's just one of those things where things happen in a ball game. It's still a one-score ball game, and part of growing up and learning to win is those kind of moments. Kick taken on about the 23. Going to take it straight at the middle, and he is waylaid at about the 42.
Came down hard on that head. I hope you don't have a headache there.
That was number two.
Kitty-on
Whittington. Ryder Haynes. I have a feeling we're going to be calling those two names a lot today because those two guys keep meeting up with the ball.
If I didn't have this frosted glass in front of me, I could see a little bit better here, Kevin.
I was trying to, invest in the stained glass, but,
It's about stained glass. Maybe I'll just hang my head out right here, yeah. There we go.
Halftime score, James Keenan 14, Whiteville 0.
And the crowd goes wild.
First and 10, ball on the Knight 43, going from left to right. Again, West Bladen had some success with the pass, but then it came back to bite them.
Looks like the offensive line did not come off the ball there for West Bladen. I don't know if some of them not knowing the snap count or whatever, but 2-3 came off the line, and there was still a lot of down linemen there, and that's not a recipe for a good offensive play.
Tykes Hollingsworth with the tackle, and I think you said it probably about 20 minutes ago, Brett, when West Columbus starts getting penetration, it's going to be all over. When you disrupt the flow of those handoffs, there's nowhere to go but left and right instead of up and down.
The end of the first quarter here, just West Bladen has just lost all the mojo that they had. Coach Worley's got to get in there with them and get that mojo going and get them fired up again and got to say, hey, guys, 8-16, and we got the ball. We got a chance here to tie it up. Don't hold your head down.
Okay, change your quarter, Brett, and, give a couple shots. We got folks coming. We got some exciting stuff happening the next couple of halftimes. This week, Franklin Davis is going to give us the lowdown on Columbus County sports here in the county, and always a good time to talk to him. He's a great historian of the game and a great historian of Columbus County sports. Next week, I have a special guest. It is the 50th reunion for West Columbus for the class of 74.
Okay.
And I've got a member of the class of 74 coming to talk to us next week.
Wow. Now, is Frankie D on the sidelines at Whiteville? Or
Frankie is across the road.
Is here?
He's right there in the Vikings.
So he's probably listening to us right now.
And probably cursing us a blue streak.
Okay, well, I call him Frank.
Hi, Franklin.
I call him Frankie D. He don't know I call him that. I don't call him Frankie D to his face. But anyway.
Yeah. We call him a lot, but we don't call him late for dinner.
I'm excited to hear what he has to say at halftime because I learned a lot of stuff from him, and he does a good job. And
one of the great storytellers, I think, in Columbus County. If you ever had a chance to sit and listen to him call a baseball game, it's a lot of fun.
I do have a shout out, Michaela Jennings, which got me into the game. ROTC out there, nice young lady. She told me to give her a shout out on the radio, and I told her I'd do it. And then somebody else checked me, and I said, I'm with the radio crew. And they're like, are you serious? I said, nah, I'm just joking with you. But she didn't believe me. But anyway, so I give a shout out to
But
Michaela.
you have such an honest face, Brett.
Yeah, I know. Here we go. West Bladen, second and about 13, Kevin.
2nd and 2 sticks. Trips left for the Knights. Going to step up.
Defensive line coming there and sacked.
Unfortunately, I stand and watch for the Knight offensive lineman right now.
Yeah.
And, if you're West Bladen, you're going a lot of yards, but unfortunately in the wrong direction.
Number 12, when he got the ball and got it secured, he looked up, and there was a whole bunch of blue jerseys in front. Nothing the quarterback could do there. Defensive line just not doing their job. And I think they sent the house on that one, Kevin.
Hunter Hester, multiple sport athlete for West Bladen, and just not much he can do with that when he looked up and
Let's see
just
if that.
look out, here
Let's
they
see
come.
if all those linebackers come again this time. Yeah, they all coming.
Inside, rolls off to the right, just out of the hands of the West Columbus defender, and it'll be 4th down for the Knights. And
a lot of people don't understand how important offensive and defensive lines are. They're the heart and the soul of any football team. Nothing can be done unless you have a really good line. We always talk about running backs, quarterbacks, and stuff, but the meat happens inside those tackle boxes.
absolutely. Can't emphasize enough those big fellas in the middle.
They don't get a lot of shout-outs, though. Oh, what's that call?
Looks like we're either going to have a delay or a legal procedure.
I'm saying they wasn't set. Now, remember, in the pros now, everybody on the line must be within the belt of the center. Did you see that game last night?
I did.
A bunch of penalties against
For not being on
Ravens.
the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, for not being on too far
Did
back.
you watch the end of that game, Brett?
Actually, I went to bed, but I watched it today with the foot, and the foot was out.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, they say it's a game of inches. And if you want the high school equivalent of that, that's this game, Brett.
Yep.
Those first 2 drives for West Columbus, a hair here, a hair there, a drop ball here, a drop ball there. They're up by 20 right now. And then, the one missed tackle and a long gain for
Punt away
Bladen.
for West Bladen, picks up the ball there on about the 32-yard line. Good punting game for West Bladen, and they pinned them back, but just the defense.
Doesn't have to be high, but if you can get a line drive, you can get a great roll.
Well, right now we get to see the West Columbus offense again that really hasn't shown much. So we can hopefully now, since they're a little bit settled, that they can get back in their rhythm or whatever. And I know Coach Sherr's worked hard on the offensive line and backs, and we'll see what we got this time.
It's not for lack of opportunity, Brett, that they haven't had a chance to do a whole lot today.
But again, look for DJ to control the offense there at quarterback position. Straight give up the middle.
Inside handoff, will take it off the right-hand side. Inside out.
Oh,
Breaks the tackle.
Oh, and punished the tackler. 23, gain of about 8 yards. He ran about 40, but gained 8.
Christian Norton, the ball carrier. And I'll tell you, that's how you finish a run, Brett.
Yep.
Pick up of about 8 on the play, bring up 2nd down and 2.
West Bladen had the opportunity to, give them only about a 1 or 2 yard gain, but
Christian Norton, and I'll tell you, I always like to watch a running back how they react to contact, and that's accelerating through contact, and that always picks you up extra yards.
That's a Leonard Henry type blow there.
2nd and 1 for the Vikings, and it looks like we're going to come back the other direction, and it's from 2nd and 1 to 2nd and 6 with 10:10 to go here in the first half.
Was that
illegal procedure?
That's like the lineman on the right side jumped a little bit there.
5-yard penalty to bring up 2nd down and 6.
What? Oh, we do good? Cool. Tasha Dyson telling us we did a great job up here, and she does a great job with her cheerleaders. It's always good to see her.
Tasha Dyson, one of the great coaches here in Columbus County, does a great job with her young ladies.
You can give us a sausage dog for that halftime for that shout out.
And Graham with all night to throw. He's been back there for a while.
A lot of protection.
Slips another tackle. Still shucking and driving. Inside out. I mean, this looks like a Pac-Man game. He's holding that thing loose, and he'll take it just across the sticks with a first down, Vikings.
I tell you what, he eludes a lot of defenders. He's very hard to take. He's a lot quicker than what he looks, Kevin.
I'm telling you, Brett, that was either Pac-Man or Super Mario.
Look at this replay. There. I mean, just – and see, but it scares me the way he carries that ball, though, Kevin. You know, it's dangling and stuff like that.
I think you can get away with that.
He better have big hands.
Yeah. I think you can get away with that, Brett, in this kind of game.
Yeah.
But you're playing a Whiteville or a South Columbus or an East Bladen.
Protect it.
You know, that's going to become an issue.
First down, Vikings from the 41-yard line. They're on 41-yard line.
West Columbus, you know, getting opportunities. And these young men growing up before our eyes, Brett. Ryder Haynes slicks the first tackle, picks up about 7 or 8 before he's brought down.
It wasn't the cleanest handoff. It looked like he had the ball on his back and then switched it around to his front. So not really a clean handoff there, but it pays dividends of about 9 yards.
Haynes is not, you know, your scat back type. He'll do that dirty running in the middle. He's a very solid runner and a strong runner, and that definitely benefits him when he's trying to take it downfield.
Second, about a long 1.5 here from midfield.
What's the difference between a long 1.5 and a short 2?
Oh, I don't know. 6 in one, half dozen in another. Quarterback keeper.
Quarterback keeper takes him out, with a handoff. Great
He's hard to
downfield
tackle,
blocking.
Kevin.
Taken all the way down to about the 10.
And that, as you can tell, Kevin, that's probably going to be a lot of their offense. He gets out in space, Kevin. One-on-one, he's hard to tackle. Is that a flag at the end, or is that the ball? That's just the ball where they spotted it.
You're looking at a 45, 50-yard run by Graham, and a lot of that was sleight of hand. Great ball fake. And I got to tell you, the real key on that is he probably would have been stopped about 20 yards shorter, but for some great downfield blocking by the West Columbus receivers.
Yep.
Look, if you look down here, you got a receiver number, I think it's either number 9 or number 8.
Well, a lot of West Bladen is running backwards. They're not coming up and attacking. West Bladen is on their heels, as we used to call it. And West Bladen's just got to come up, break down, and just tackle.
I mean, that's great coaching. You got a receiver downfield helping block, 20, 30 yards downfield. That picks you up extra hidden yardage that you wouldn't have had.
Yep. But you know what, Kevin? As quick as he is, he'd have probably gotten those yards without those blocks, to tell you the truth, because he's very elusive and hard to contain.
Okay, we talked about our nicknames. He needs a nickname. Something to do with video games.
I don't know. I have to think about that one a little bit.
We can call him the Matrix, I think.
Yeah. DJ Night Train Graham. How about that? The Night Train?
The Night?
Well, N-I-G-H-T, not the K-N-I-G-H-T.
Okay. I was going to say, that was...
Or the Bulldozer.
I like something that has a little more pizzazz to it, something to do with video games. A video game
reference. I don't
reference.
play video games, so... I mean, the only thing I play is Zelda, and they probably wouldn't want to call him Zelda, so anyway.
Although I think his friends might give him a hard time for that one in school.
That was very, very Zelda-ish down the road.
Zelda.
Down the field.
First and goal from just inside the 10, 8:33 to go here in the first half. Knights down by 8. Graham rolls off to...
Is that going to be a face mask or a hold here by number 50? Is that a hold by number 50 for the Vikings?
DeMond Williams took the direct snap on that.
Yep. What's it going to be here, Kevin? That's going to be a hold. I think, number 50.
And the sad part about it is it wasn't necessary, Brett. The ball was already passing by about 4 or 5 yards.
Yep. And it happened right there in front of it. I mean, if I can see it from here, I know the referee can see it on the field out there.
10-yard penalty.
First and goal on the 18.
And DJ Zelda Night Train Graham checks back in as quarterback. Okay. His friends, hey, Zelda, what's up? But anyway. Maybe our viewers back home can give us a nickname for Mr. DJ Graham. Throw some out there on us. And it's going to be first and about goal from the 20. A little bit underthrown there. To number 3 was the intended receiver, Desmond Williams. Dancing DJ. Okay, that's a good one. Dancing DJ.
Yeah, but if we call him Twinkle Toes, we'll probably have to hear about that one.
No, I ain't call him Twinkle Toes. Lightning, we can call him Lightning. DJ Lightning Graham. I don't know. Whoever's out there listening, throw some nicknames out there for us. Yeah, because they took the penalty yard, so they repeat it.
Pro set for the Vikings. Short screen
Number
to the other
10.
receiver. And he's taken out of bounds.
Number 10, Ethan Matcherson with the reception. Goes out of bounds about the 11-yard line.
It's about 7. Matheson with a couple of clutch catches already here in the first half, Brett. And these Viking receivers have shown the ability to do a lot of great things with the football once they get it in their hands.
You know, it's just one-on-one coverage there, and it was just a catch and pitch, and he gains about 9 yards there. It'll be
Third and
down.
goal from the 12. And West Columbus, definite 2-down territory here. Looks to put, some distance between themselves and the Knights.
DJ Lightning McQueen back to pass. Oh, nice fake.
Slips and slides and gets it all the way close to the goal line, where it's going to be very, very close to West Columbus going in. It makes it a much more manageable 4th and goal.
That was a little basketball fake there going up the middle. He's got a little basketball in his football there. I just hope he can keep that thing tucked when he gets to these better teams.
I'm sure when Coach Williamson looks at this on film, I'm sure it's going to be a point of emphasis.
Let's get loud.
4th and goal on about the 3. High snap, picked up by Graham, spun around.
It's going to be hard to get away from that.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, number 56 for the Knights, and that is.
I'm trying to find where you shared the broadcast on your Facebook page, but I don't see it.
I want to say it's Alvin Lacewell, number 56, but I'll tell you something. You want to make sure he don't dance out of anything. Put 2 hands on him, and don't let go.
Yeah. So how do you get to this broadcast on the Facebook page, Kevin?
Go to West Columbus's or Columbus County Schools Facebook.
Okay. Thank you.
If you're home, you can catch us on the West Columbus Facebook, the Columbus County Schools Facebook, the brand new Columbus County Schools app, YouTube, and when Time Warner finishes their repairs, we should be able to be on there as well. I've also been told we're the National Federation Game of the Week. Reverse, not happening, and quickly up to fill the hole is Ryder Haynes.
If we're the National Federation Game of the Week, we'll be getting calls all week. Hey, we need you, man. Y'all sound great. We need you.
I know. It's so hard.
We can be bought, though.
I work for food.
We can be bought.
If you're down there in the FFA tent, we would really love a great sausage dog up here. Those things are amazing here.
Yes, they are. So it's going to be 2nd down and about 12 for the Knights. Just not finding anything offensively here in the last 2-3 offensive possessions here, Kevin.
6:25 to go here in the first half. Pass once again. Hitch screen works, but great pursuit tackling by the Vikings.
That's a loss still of about 3 there. Just what West Columbus has done, they have turned up the defensive intensity, and they're sending all their players. If you can buy some time, you can get somebody deep, maybe a screen pass right now. As much as the defense is overplaying, a screen pass would be awesome for the West Bladen Knights if they got it in that bag of tricks.
Quick passing game, perhaps, those kind of things. And West Columbus, has shown the ability to score on the defensive side. So, it's live by the sword, die by the sword. But you got to do something to slow down this West Columbus defense.
Yeah. Well, they had the right idea there, but they just threw it away. So it's going to be 4th down, going to have to be a punt here.
I think the quarterback zigged and the receiver zagged. Once again, we got Franklin Davis coming up at halftime. We're going to talk about Columbus County sports. Big volleyball game coming up this Tuesday, he told me. We're going to talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
Talk about soccer here in the county. And the tennis, the tennis teams are jockeying for position right now.
What's the big volleyball thing coming
I want
up?
to say it's East and Whiteville.
Okay. Yep.
Coach Wayne Williamson and Worthington Funeral Home.
Line drive punt. Rolls just past midfield.
He picks
Taking
it
on
up,
about the
number
45.
Number 3 down quickly at the 50-yard line.
You don't need to get him by much. You just need to get him. You got to hold that jersey and just takes him down.
Damon Williams there. He wanted another touchdown, Kevin. He smelled it. He wanted it.
1st and 10 Vikings, ball on about the 49. Looks like we got flags on the field, Brett. All the way back, about the 15, 20-yard line.
What could that be?
So at this time, with all Viking mini cheer camps, please meet Miss Dyson beside the home bleachers. They will be doing a short.
Whatever it was, I guess it was declined because we're all switching sides of the field.
Penalty has been declined.
So we'll start it here at midfield. West Columbus will take it over at midfield. Actually, just inside the Knights
49.
side of the field.
Ball on the 49, 1st and 10. West Columbus with most of their playbook at their disposal. Wholesale changes for the Vikings.
So did they have their defense on the field, or? Oh, no.
Please meet beside the home bleachers over here on the side of our cheerleaders.
1st and 10 Vikings. Another penalty, so
It's got to be a delay game.
illegal substitution.
Delay of game against the Vikings.
That's illegal substitution, right?
That's the signal for illegal substitution.
Yeah. This would be delay of game. So illegal substitution there. Once they broke the huddle, they brought more players on the field. That's what happened.
Okay.
You got to break with the
11.
players that you got on the field.
1st and 15 for the Vikings. Looks like the house is coming for.
Flag on the play.
Well, looks like another.
We may have an offsides because,
I don't know. I was standing right here, and it wasn't offsides. No. Yeah.
false start. I think against that right tackle. And
I think West Columbus just is losing a little bit of focus here, Kevin.
The Knights were bringing the house, and I think, being an offensive lineman, you wanted to get off quickly, and unfortunately just got just a little too quickly. So 1st and 10 gets transferred to 1st and 20 now after 2 successive penalties.
Behind our guys, let's hear it.
Low snap corral by Graham.
Graham goes deep.
Nice pretty spiral.
Fell down.
And just out of his fingers.
Yeah, I think the receiver fell down there. I didn't see any
I didn't see a whole lot of contact.
No.
And I think if he'd have maybe stopped and tried and drew the contact, he would have got the pass interference.
I think it was
but
a
he
little
was
bit
fading away and falling.
Yeah.
Whereas
It's a little bit overthrown, but nice ball coming out of the backfield there. And it's actually a couple of sprinkles are starting to come down here at West Columbus. There is a threat of rain tonight. Not anything to hinder the ball game here. So it's going to be 2nd and 20 for the Vikings.
Pro set for the Vikings. Inside handoff.
Straight give.
Gets the penalty yards back plus a couple. And that's going to be number 23.
23, not Michael Jordan, but it is
Tristan Norton.
Michael Jordan, Norton, Rhymes, 23.
Could be.
Be like
that's why he's the best, color analyst in the business, guys.
That's right, man. It's awesome.
It's very Freudian, I think.
Well, a lot of crazy stuff goes through this head sometimes, but anyway.
What was 1st and 20, but now becomes 3rd and 8 for the
Yeah,
Vikings.
very manageable here for the Vikings, especially when you got
a lot more plays in the
DJ back
playbook
in the
for
backfield.
3rd and 8 as it was to 1st and 20. Slides off the defender. Just a bit too far. And, the receiver stopped running his route just a little bit, and just that he was quarterback trying to lead him and threw it before he got into his break.
And score from Loris against South Columbus. Loris 14, South Columbus 0, 7 minutes left to go in the second. To a very good Loris team from what I understand. I don't think Loris has actually given up any points all year and has scored 50 each game. So West Columbus 4th and about 8.
And again, manageable.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to punt it here, but maybe they're going to try to draw them off sides. Who knows? Number 55 lineman checks in for the
and we got a flag.
Wyatt Powell checks in.
Great special teams tackle on the 20-yard line.
Was that number 9, Jason Keel?
Whittington tackled. But
Number 8, okay. Travis Williams.
we'll call it Travis Williams.
There we go. Well, it's okay. We'll get some names out here.
It's a
Offsides. Is that offsides? So do you take it or?
It makes it 4th and 3.
Yeah.
And does that change your thinking on whether you go for the spread?
Well, they've got it marked as 4th and 15.
What it was is like a procedure. I don't think the back on this side who came in late was set.
Okay. So it was on the offense. Okay, so they're going to make West Columbus kick again. Okay, all right. I got you.
Barely misses getting it blocked. We picked up on about the 25.
And I think everything worked out in the wash, didn't it?
It did. Maybe a difference of 5 yards.
Yep. All right, Knight's going to take over on their own 25-yard line. See if Coach Worley can come up with something to end this juggernaut.
A little 4-14 magic.
Yep.
And again, for all the back and forth and all the big plays that have been made on both sides, Brett, this is still a one-score ball game.
Yep. Yeah, you're right, Kevin. I mean, it's
I think we forget that sometimes. It's still,
you would think West Columbus was totally in control here, but not.
Backside counter picks
Closed
up maybe
up
a
quick,
couple.
though. Nice play, but it closed up quick. 23 on this side for West Columbus with the tackle, Christian Norton. Somebody asked for the lights, and I turned it on. So
It's getting hard to see the
numbers. Okay.
numbers. Yeah.
Can we turn half of them on? No, it's either all or none, right?
Backside counter taken by number 3 off to the right-hand side. Linebackers and secondary filling for the Vikings.
Just hard to find something to counteract this West Columbus defense. They're doing a good job of attacking at all angles. West Bladen just can't find any answers there. No game, 3rd down. They've tried, run, tried passing, and they've actually, West Columbus has shut down the passing lanes a lot by getting pressure to the quarterback. Defensive line has done a good job of shutting down the quarterback from being able to see the receivers.
Time ticking down, definitely not in the favor of West Bladen. Needing a score to bring this back to a tie.
Number 7 had him in the backfield, but they quickly close again.
I mean, you got to be impressed with the pursuit tackling tonight of West Columbus.
The defense looks good for West Columbus. I'll give them that. And that was, their strong suit last year was defense too. But I'm going to bring up 4th and 14 for the Knights. West Columbus just licking their chops, wanting this ball back one more time.
I do believe West Columbus has all 3 timeouts. Do you want to use one here and stop the clock and then get a stoppage again at the end of the play?
Well, you've taken off too much time now, so you got to go ahead and let them kick it away. Because they're probably going to get the ball on about, I'm going to say about the 40.
Do you try to run a pump block here?
Oh, they're offsides. They didn't call it, though. Way
Nice
offsides.
kick. Kick taken by DeMond Williams. Williams off to the left hand side. Great pancake block by number 20 and number 23.
Running out of bounds. Stops the clock with 1 minute and 38 seconds left and about 40 yards to go for pay dirt. We'll see if West Columbus can cash in right here.
And I'm telling you, I saw a nice pancake block at the point of where the ball was taken by number 20, Xavier Savage, and number 23, Christian Norton. Is going to look great on film on Monday.
I just can't see it behind this glass over here, so I'm just looking over your shoulder. So you tell me what happens, and I'll report on it.
All right.
Sort of hard to see in here behind.
If you had a chance to talk to Mr. Browning, ask him if he can wash our windows for us. He'll be back next week. Low snap. Quick hit screen. Tackled right at the
Got to use a
point of
timeout
reception.
here. You can't take it to the locker room with you.
Screen pass to number 7, DJ Graham, complete
Okay.
number 3, DeMond Williams.
West Columbus somewhat content to let the clock roll. Has not called timeout. With a minute 15 to go, they've got all 3.
Running up to the line. Precious seconds ticking
Ball
off
on the
here.
left hash, but 2 players on this side and Twins on the right hash. Fumble snap recovered somehow by the quarterback, and he'll be looking for a loss.
Well, the clock's going to stop there, right? No.
Nope. Now West Columbus is
Nah,
going to take that
okay.
timeout.
Yeah, to be sure, they took timeout.
Losing about a minute 15 off the clock.
Yeah, you lost some valuable
bunch.
minutes there and loss of about 5 yards. So, you got to use your timeouts. They don't carry over to the second half. So
Can't take them home with you.
we'll see what Coach Williamson draws up over here with 46 seconds left to go in the first half. And Vikings on the West Bladen about, 45, Kevin? 45, is that right?
We'll call it a short 45 or a
Okay.
long 44.
Take your toes out and let's subtract.
Hey, that was the the really crux of the game last night. If you like NFL football, that was a great way to end your first ball game of the year.
I think it was Nike's fault because I believe they made the shoes a little bit too long. I blame it on Nike.
There you go. Did
But,
you hear?
the controversy was that it was a wrong call, but it shows that his foot was 1 inch out of bounds. I mean,
I believe the line of the night was given by Patrick Mahomes. He said, "I got it. Y'all could have won this ball game if y'all just would have worn white shoes."
That's exactly it. It would have blended in.
Exactly.
I didn't know he said that, but that was
I
smart.
don't know if he said that last night or in this morning's press conference, but I saw that on Facebook today.
Hey, really good NFL game starting out the season last night, and I read they're playing in Sao Paulo here pretty soon. Tonight, yeah.
Eagles and Green Bay are playing in Brazil tonight, only on Peacock.
Only on Peacock, okay.
But I did get my NFL ticket. I'm ready for Sunday.
Okay.
I like to watch those multiple screens and go back and forth. Get
Another
NFL Red
bad
Zone.
snap there.
Chucking
There's
and
it out,
going.
and he's wide open. That may have been pass interference, but it looked like he knocked him down before he got there. But, having a couple of snap problems here. We saw that at the first of the game where snap problems were happening, and the last 2 snaps has been.
Can you attribute to that to the fact that you haven't played in 14 days?
I don't know. You're probably getting tired. It's you're the center. You've been out there on offense a long time. It's you're probably thinking about getting to the locker room. Getting maybe
Brett,
a sausage dog on the way or something like that.
We've now gone through 2 weeks of school. How are things in South Columbus?
They're actually doing good. Art class is doing real well. The kids are doing great. We have the coffee truck and the Kona ice truck out there after lunches for an incentive for the kids. Everything's going really good at South Columbus now. No, can't see any negatives. Hadn't had any negatives in my art classroom, but everybody loves to go to art, so there would be nothing bad that happened in the art class. But positives, a lot of positives. I give it that.
Now we need to report how are Indiana and Piper liking school.
They actually come home and they say they like it, but when I talk about doing work, they don't like that part. So I think they're liking the social part of school, but not the
Sounds
actual
just like a Burris.
working part of the school. So, I have to stay on them about
and I got to give a shout out to Sean, fellow educator, and there's there's that old saying, there's no tired like teacher tired, especially that first week.
Yeah, well, she came home yet. Well, she don't get home till about 5 o'clock every day because she believes in staying out there and giving Columbus County their money's worth. But anyway, she gets home about 5 o'clock and she's really tired. And I usually had the house cleaned up and everything by then. But anyway, here we go.
4th and 14 for the Vikings.
He's got plenty of time.
But he runs out of it. He's tackled for about a 2-yard loss.
That's going to give West Bladen the ball back.
West Bladen with 31.8 left to make something happen, Brett. And at 16-8, how aggressive do you want to be going into half? We've seen this happen.
If you're West Bladen, I'm probably going to take that knee and run into the locker room and say,
We've seen this happen in games.
16-8, not bad.
Yeah. We've seen this happen in games where you try to get aggressive here at the end, and it comes back to bite you.
Yeah, it does. There's going to be a lot of chess being played in the locker room, a lot of changing things and adapting to what defense is doing. So we'll see what changes in the second half. Just a straight give here.
Picking up about maybe a yard, that'll probably be our last snap of the
But, if you look at the offensive stats for West Bladen, there's not a lot of offense being gained out there. I mean, they're getting to the sticks or they're getting 3 and 4 yards behind the sticks. They started out pretty good with that counter, but after that first initial set, hadn't been a lot of good things for the West Bladen offense.
Conversely, Vikings appear to be picking up steam as the game's gone on, getting back into playing shape, for lack of a better term.
But you know what, Kevin? You would sit back and say, West Columbus is just blowing them out. And you look at the scoreboard, and you're like, it's 16-8. So definitely, if you're West Bladen, you're in this ballgame.
Still a lot of football yet to be played, as Brett has definitely alluded to. And if you're West Bladen, no time to hang your head. You've got to make some adjustments. And if you're West Columbus, you're saying, okay, we got our feet underneath us now, and we'll come the second half. Now we start to roll. We fix what we need to fix, and really put the foot to the gas, and here we go in the second half.
One more quick update: South Columbus down 21-0 to Loris after a 70-yard touchdown scamper by the Loris Lions. So.
South Columbus 2-0 along with Whiteville right now. I think both of them are on the short end of the scoreboard, and starting to get into the meat of some separate competition in the area.
Now, is Frankie D going to join us over here, or is he going to be over there?
I don't know. He might phone it in. It's entirely possible.
Okay, all right.
We got the youth cheerleaders out front.
Okay.
So while we're waiting on Frankie D, who is, I believe, coming across, I can see him now.
Okay, all right.
We'll enjoy some of these great cheerleaders, the youth cheerleaders and the West Columbus Lady Viking cheerleaders, as they put on a halftime show. From the bread.
Yes, sir. Big man must be hungry.
Oh, yeah. Can you get us sausage dog a piece? Yeah. You are a wise and wonderful human being.
You want anything to drink, or you good?
I was wondering where your daughter was, and I saw
Yeah.
Want a drink?
Yeah.
I was wondering where
What do you drink?
Doesn't matter.
Y'all doing something.
Hey, Jeff.
Aw, thanks. I took a whole bunch of really good pictures up there because we were bagging the cameras and stuff. Here.
Please send them to me when you get a chance.
What's your number?
You probably need that anyway. So.
Yeah, I do.
910
Uh-huh.
232 9925.
And you'll have mine. Oh, I do have your number because you texted me something from CTA.
Yep.
Just lost in my phone, that's all.
It's Jeff.
Yep.
My sister said it's been freezing a lot.
Yeah, we don't have a great connection. Kelly had a hard time remoting in to fix the audio. The problem was like it dropped the USB audio device completely. He had to remote in and reconnect it all, and then he was having a hard time remoting in.
All right, let's do this.
All right, you ready?
Oh, are you doing something on the screen? Let's switch to the camera audio. Let me switch it back to this.
Let's give our cheerleaders a hand.
Okay, I am back with Franklin Davis, the Dean of Sportscasting here in Columbus County. And probably I consider one of the greatest sports historians here of Columbus County sports. I love listening to stories of and reading his columns from 1970s, 1980s Legion baseball, high school sports.
Yeah,
And
back when I was a mere lad.
when you and Flip were young friends.
Yes, exactly.
Franklin, we have just now crossed that threshold into September, and it's now high school sports season in earnest here in Columbus County. And we got some great ball going on tonight, but we got a big volleyball game coming up on Tuesday.
Oh, absolutely. Whiteville with one loss overall, East Columbus one loss overall. More importantly, both of them undefeated in Walk-em-all conference play, and they're going to face off at the Swamp this coming Tuesday. Match probably starts about 20-25 minutes after the JV match, so you can anticipate about 6 o'clock, 6:15. East Columbus coming off a big win, 3-0 at South Columbus, first time in last 10 tries that they defeated the Stallions. So that's a big step forward for them, and look for an outstanding match. Both teams very athletic and very well coached, and should be an outstanding volleyball game. And folks, if you haven't been to a high school volleyball game recently or at all, I suggest that you take one in because it is action-packed constantly.
And I'll tell you, it used to be, several years ago where these kids weren't playing volleyball or doing things. But with the travel volleyball and the beach volleyball season, these kids are playing almost year round now, and the quality of volleyball at the high school level here in Columbus County is really impressive.
Yeah, it's picked up quite a bit because, as you say, the youngsters are taking it up at a much earlier age, and now they're coming into high school with a skill set rather than having to learn the skills when they get to high school or even middle school for that matter.
Let's move our focus a little bit to. Let's talk a little about soccer here in Columbus County right now.
Soccer leaves a little bit to be desired. Both Whiteville and South Columbus and West Columbus all looking for their first wins. The difference is that West has only played one match. South Columbus has played 6 and Whiteville's played 7, and they've yet to win. Best team record-wise, and they have 1 win and 1 tie, is Justin Furlow's East Columbus Gators, who have been very competitive in their matches. In fact, just lost last night to West Bladen 2-0. Had 1 goal scored with 6 seconds left to go in the first half, and the second goal scored with 27 seconds to go in the match. So they were in it the entire way. Furlow has done a very good job with the Gators, and even has a JV program going on down there. So a lot of interest in soccer, but overall, soccer is taking, I think, kind of a step back in Columbus County from what it has been in, the last decade.
Do you see numbers picking up across high school sports now that we are, solidly post-COVID now?
According to the statistics from the National Federation of High Schools, all the sports except football have shown increased participation since we've returned for COVID. Football seems to be pretty much holding its own, but no big increase, but then no big decrease either.
Okay, I'm going to sandbag you a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about this game. We have 2 teams that are very conversely situated in that West Bladen has played back-to-back weeks, all by coming up short on the scoreboard, but they played back-to-back weeks, and West Columbus has, had that week off. They haven't played in 2 weeks. How do you think that affected West Columbus starting tonight?
I really, at this point, really not a whole lot. I think what the effect that West Columbus is going to have is losing the open date when they've got the Sand Hills game rescheduled. And from tonight through the rest of the season, they're playing every Friday night because the Sand Hills Titans game was rescheduled for September 27th, which was supposed to be the Vikings' open date. So I think you're going to see where that's going to have more of an effect than, not playing last week. They didn't particularly look rusty. So, I thought good first half. Damon Williams certainly turned the game around with his kick return and his interception return for touchdowns.
We talked about this. He does need an offense, to complete the trifecta, he does need to get an offensive touchdown. He's got a defensive and a special team score now. So to get the hat trick, he just needs the offensive score.
Right, and that's a possibility too. So, and it looks like DJ Graham has kind of taken the mantle from Unique Kelly and is creating his own offense out there when the play breaks down.
We were talking about that. We're trying to come up with a unique nickname for him, with the video game-like moves of DJ Graham.
Well, what you should do is come up with a synonym for unique, since you had to use unique for unique last year. I got a couple of scores for you. Second quarter, last I heard, South Columbus was losing to Loris 14-0.
We have an update on that one. It's 21-0.
21-0, okay. East Columbus was ahead of Hobton 6-2 at halftime.
Well, I just wonder you don't have your bingo card very often.
And Whiteville had gotten a safety to open the second half and now was trailing James Keenan. Okay, it's actually 14-8 with 11:50 to go. In the ball game, James Keenan leading Whiteville.
Both Whiteville and South Columbus started off 2-0, and East Columbus had a tough night against Ladd that first evening, and then
Whiteville and South Columbus both have jumped up quite a bit in quality of opponent this week too. They're saying the Loris team that South Columbus is playing may be the best Loris squad in the last 30 or 40 years down there. They have manhandled Green Sea Floyds and Conway in their first two games, I think outscoring the opposition 103-0 coming into this game with South Columbus tonight.
RPI says a lot. And talk to us a little bit. You are a resident mathematician, and you have that degree in advanced calculus and Freudian systems.
Right.
Talk to us a little bit about how they figure out who goes to the playoffs and how important strength of schedule is.
Well, 2 + 4 is 3, so I did learn that in math. It really – your non-conference schedule, you need games to win because, of course, winning helps your RPI. But you need to win against teams that are going to win down the road because your opponent's record counts just as much as your record does when figuring RPI and who gets in and as a wild card and where you're seated. And then you hope that the teams that you're playing play strong opposition because your opponent's records count as well. So it's pretty complicated.
So the days of playing a D3 school and beating them by 70 is long since gone.
And margin of victory does not factor into it whatsoever. And people need to realize there is a difference in RPI and the Max Preps rankings. Max Preps does the RPI for North Carolina and most other states, but Max Preps rankings do factor in margin of victory. So you can go online and see a team ranked 6th in the Max Preps rankings that might be ranked 12th in the same RPI rankings. So, you have to look at that.
Okay, getting ready to start the second half, but I do want to give you a quick commercial. Franklin Davis and the News Reporter do a great job of covering not only varsity sports here in Columbus County, but JV, middle school, and they make the attempt to try to, get that. And to give a commercial for Franklin, it really helps to have folks send him those scores and that information, ADs at the middle school, ADs at the high school, because I know the folks at the News Reporter, they want to give as much credit and as much pub for our student athletes as they can, but they need your help to do it.
And one thing I'd recommend people during football, especially the fall season, is get a digital subscription to the News Reporter where you can go online daily because there's sports stuff that's updated on a regular basis.
I've got mine.
That you'll find with the print edition only coming out one time a week. There's only so much room on those pages in order to do it. And so a lot of it goes online, and sometimes there's more content about a game online than you'll find in print. And
I
also,
do love the coaches
play
pick.
Pigskin Picks.
Yeah. I do
Win
love
$50.
Yeah. I've come close. I've won one time in a couple of years. So I didn't get a chance to get my picks in this week. I'm going to get them in for week 3.
You're going to say you like the Coach's Corner comments.
I like the coach's corner. I like the coach speak afterwards. I like hearing, what they're going on because I enjoy that, behind the scenes of tell me what you think, tell me what you're feeling coming out of the game or going into a game.
Well, Kevin, since y'all wouldn't let me in the press box on the home side and I have to go all the way across the field, I've only got 2 minutes and 50 seconds to get over there, and I'm not in that great a shape, so I'm going to have to run. But I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, sir, and we look forward to seeing you down the road, possibly during basketball season. Brett and I appreciate everything you do for us. You've been a great source of, information, and you give us some great critiques.
Yeah, and keep on telling your stories.
All right.
Thanks, Kevin.
Franklin
Thanks,
Davis from the News Reporter. Appreciate that. We'll see you right after this timeout for second half action on the Friday night game of the week. It's okay. We're both on anyway.
Here we go. We just had a sausage dog, and we have appetized that appetite.
I don't mind telling you, give me a sausage dog on a Friday night, maybe some nachos, and a talk with Franklin Davis, and a good football game. I'm a happy man.
I'm going to tell you what, they did have options tonight. They had smoked sausage or fresh link sausage. So guess which one you got? Can you tell?
Smoked.
No, you got fresh link. And they had pork chops with onions, and they had steak sandwiches, and man, I mean, come over here every night and eat dinner.
I will say this much. The FFA does it up right here at West Columbus.
And I think they had every FFA member in this school over there working. Very involved over here.
Yeah, that group, they're very active, win a lot of chapter awards I see every year.
Yep.
Squib kick, followed on by the West Columbus Vikings on about the 38-yard line where they'll take over 1st and 10.
Wonder if that was intentional, Kevin. I didn't see it.
Well,
so.
After a couple of long kickoff returns, I think it might have been.
Yeah. Smart move by Coach Worley over there, because you don't want to put it into their playmakers' hands, and not bad field position.
I think if you're West Bladen right now, Brett, you need to keep it a one-score game. I mean, you're looking at keeping your kids' head in it, and they've had not a lot of success in the beginning of the year. So the longer this stays a competitive ball game, I think the better for the Knights.
Let's see if we can see any adjustments, with both teams here coming up in second.
Pro set for the Vikings. Inside handoff. Slung forward is number 23, Christian Norton.
Gain of about 7, Kevin, up the middle. Nice play on 1st down coming out of the halftime.
Looks like they'll get about 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5. On the 44-yard line.
5-yard pickup on the play.
Big offensive series here for West Columbus. I mean, you're up 16-8, but you really hadn't done a lot offensively. So they want to show that their offense is, is going to make a statement.
And we got it all sides, and nothing like 5 the easy way.
And that's going to bring it very close to 1st down there. And I think they're actually going to give them 1st down, so it's going to be 1st and 10 from about the 49-yard line.
Nothing like getting 5 with the clock stop.
5-yard penalty will be enough for a Viking 1st down.
Once again, pro set for the Vikings. Inside handoff. Slips with the first tackle.
Gain of maybe about 1, Kevin.
Gain
Had a chance
1.
to wrap him up in the backfield, just the defender ran right by him there. So West Bladen ready for that play.
Murchison, the ball carrier, brought down by Alvin Lacewell. It'll make it about a second and about 8 for the Vikings.
Short gain on the play.
And Brett, this is doing 2 things. It's moving the clock, it's keeping West Columbus with the chains in front of them, and proves to be a successful formula as these young kids grow up into their new leadership roles.
But I think West Columbus really wants to show that their offense can be set up here. They want something big to happen. Like a march down the field, great offensive play there. He gains right at 10 yards. But, West Columbus wants to show that they can sustain a drive, that they can, have about 8 to 10 plays in a drive and score off of it.
Murchison gets upfield, turns his shoulders, and makes a 4-yard gain, a 7-yard gain, makes a 3rd and 1. Ball on about the 43. This pro set is forcing West Columbus to, it's all, pretty far off sides. And an easy call moves the chains for West Columbus.
Yep, that's going to be 1st down.
I think, I was trying to say, Brad, is with this pro set and 1 back in the backfield, you're taking West Columbus's defense and you're spreading it lengthwise across the football field. And once West Columbus gets to that 2nd and 3rd level, there's just not a lot of people there.
That's actually going to be against West Columbus there, Kevin. So evidently somebody must have jumped. So anyway, going to bring up 3rd and about 7.
I guess they're saying when they started to come across,
They moved. Look for DJ probably to maybe try to run this himself.
High snap. Corralled somehow.
Good hands. I mean, you can't beat the hands. Just got to do a better job of getting the snap there to your quarterback, because your quarterback can do big things, but, it takes him off his game a little bit if it's not a good snap.
Credit the Knight defense. Graham can get away from one, maybe two tacklers, but you got 5 and 6 surrounding him. There's just no place for him to go but down.
But still, Kevin, West Columbus has really not shown that offensive intensity, offensive set. They get one of their touchdowns off of a kickoff return, and the other one off of a pick six, or what was it?
With the dynamic nature of the West Columbus offense last year and the amount they've lost to graduation, punt is away. Taken on about the 33 and dropped immediately by Ryder Haynes.
Good cover by number 1 Ryder Haynes, but still coming up and catching that ball saves you about 10 yards.
Now, West Columbus lost a lot of that firepower on offense, and a lot of these new pieces have yet to figure themselves out. And how often, and we said this in the last couple of years, West Columbus without an offensive touchdown tonight.
Yeah, and you don't want to start comparing how teams play against another team, but South Columbus actually played this West Bladen team and actually beat them something like 48-6. So, you can maybe measure some strength there and see what may happen in the next couple of weeks. Oh, nothing there. Ball carrier and the quarterback ran into each other.
Now, obviously, you can only judge by the games that are in front of you, Brett, but you're looking at down the road, you have to shore some of these things up. And what are some coachable things that if you're in a film room on Monday that you're going to look at for West Columbus?
Well, I think you're satisfied with your defensive intensity and how your defense has played. I think offensively you've got to, work on your offensive line a little bit with blocking schemes. I think your quarterback is in the right position and can make some things happen. But bad snaps. We've seen a bunch of bad snaps by West Columbus tonight, and that just throws you off offensively. But defense is there, as you can tell. I mean, West Bladen's not gaining any yards whatsoever. They're pretty much losing yards on about every play. They gained a couple of yards on the first series, but besides first series, it's been all defense for West Columbus.
Now let's go in that night huddle. You're 0-2 and you're struggling to score points, but I don't think this is a game where there's a lot of things that you can harp on if you're West Bladen. I think you count tonight as maybe not a moral victory, but definitely
right.
A step of improvement.
Well, I think defensively that West Bladen's played. Defenses have played well tonight on both sides. Just offense is a little suspect, and you expect that in the first couple of games. So it's just no time there for the West Columbus quarterback.
Hard to throw when you're on your back foot running for your life.
Yeah.
I learned that a lot when I irritate my wife.
Hey, she's the boss.
4th and fair bluff.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4th and fair bluff. See?
He stole that from me.
Yeah, nice.
You stole a shitload of Vikings from me.
Yeah. Here we go, 4th down and a
fourth
punt.
and fair bluff, and he was tackled by a shipload of Vikings.
Put it both together. Having a good time up here in the booth.
Line drive punt taken on about the 46.
Could be dangerous.
Could be off to the right-hand side. A train of Vikings up front, and he's going to reverse field and take it to the house.
Anytime you have
53 yards.
Anytime you have a line drive punt, Kevin, that is a recipe for disaster because that just gives you a free run at the end zone. And, special teams again. West Columbus scoring on special teams.
Damon with his second return for a touchdown. He's got a kickoff return. He's got an interception return, and now a punt return. And he's got 3 touchdowns on the night, and he doesn't have an offensive touchdown. And I definitely think we need to put him in for player of the week. 6:40 to go. All of a sudden, West Columbus now up 22-8. Rolls off to his left, nothing happening, and he will be taken down by a host of Knights. A squadron of Knights.
Squadron of Knights. Very good. I like that. Squadron of. So we're back in here next week.
We are back in here next week, and
against who? West Columbus.
St. Paul's, I believe.
St. Paul's. Okay.
And it'll be, I believe, if not homecoming, there's going to be a 50-year reunion of the class of 74, and I've got a member of the class of 74 coming to speak with us next week.
Well, talk to us about what's special about the class of 74.
50 years.
Oh, the 50. Okay, I thought it meant there was maybe a football team there in the 70s that did well. But so basically 50 years. Now, what was the first year of West Columbus, do you know? 60s, right?
I do not know.
I think it was in the 60s.
Everybody know when the first year of West Columbus was?
Was it 60s?
65.
65, okay.
Thanks, Jeff Axelberg, for that information. No truth to the rumor that Jeff Axelberg was a member of the class of 65.
That was the last few years of Mickey Mantle, if you know what I mean, with the Yankees.
What's special about the class of 74? I was 2 years old. I was born in 72.
God, you're old, Kevin. Man, I'm older than you. I forgot.
I'm not old. I'm seasoned.
That's right.
like a great steak. I'm seasoned.
So guess what I got cooking at home on the stove right now? Boiled peanuts. Woo. I know you're jealous. Threw a little bit of Old Bay in there. Old Bay peanuts. I'm going to tell you how they are.
Do what you got to do, baby.
So here we go. West Columbus kicking off up 22-8.
Ball taken on about the fumbled. And looks like it is recovered.
Recovered by number 25.
By number 25 for West Bladen, and that is Jaquarius Davis. Now, Brett, I do have a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
You lied to me last week.
Oh, Lord.
Robbie Lee did not bring me any food.
Well, he said he did not hear the broadcast. And they said they were going to listen to it, but they didn't. Excuses.
Well, you had me, we were over at East Columbus, and you told me that Robbie Lee was going to bring you some food and going to bring me something.
My fault.
And my mouth was watering, and I went away denied.
Well, the only thing I have up here is some lens cleaner, but anyway, I'm sure you don't want that. But
actually, I do. I need it for my glasses.
Here we go. West Bladen takes over, down 22-8, 6:36 left to go in the third.
Quick hitch screen devoured by the West Columbus defense. He'll lose maybe one or two.
But just, there's going to be a extracurricular flag over there. Not sure what it is. But, they're getting the passes, but the passes are not upfield, Kevin. The passes are behind the line of scrimmage, hoping that their players can make some plays, but it's just not happening. So maybe try to get the ball downfield a little bit, but you got to buy that quarterback some time.
And I think that's why they went to the hitch screen game is they just don't have enough time to get to let him sit and get the ball out of his hands and get to that second level.
So what's this call going to be, Kevin? Is it going to be a hold? The
West Columbus defense looks like they're moving.
The officials are playing rock, paper, scissors to see what the call was or what? Okay, they're going to West Columbus and asking them probably if they want to take the penalty, whatever it is, leaving us all at
looks like it's going to be against West Columbus as they're backing up.
Okay. Unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the defense.
Okay. So somebody did something unsportsmanlike then.
And that could cover any number of things from taunting to maybe an extra push or something. Yeah. So don't really want to speculate. But
I always got the sportsmanship award back when I played.
Right up until you started breaking clipboards.
Yeah, shh. We don't tell our secrets here on line.
But what it does do, Brett, is it moves the chains and gives West Bladen 4 more downs.
And that's just he's telling what he did. But anyway, that's the only thing that West Bladen has gained in a while.
I think what he said was he did a throat slash move.
Oh, really? Yeah, you can't do that. That's 100%.
Which, I know you're fired up, but they're really trying to get those kinds of demonstrative displays out of the ball game.
Yeah, I agree. We got to clean that up. But anyway, at least the officials told what happened or whatever. And we'll move on here. And West Bladen's going to take over 1st and 10. They snap the ball. They may get 11 people. That probably could have been 11 people on the field.
Fade route just out of the fingertips of number 11, Luke Pate.
Yeah, they probably could have thrown a flag on that because number 1 was not off the field by the time the ball was snapped. But anyway, so it's going to be
I think they usually give you that, and you can tell me I'm wrong. If you can get at least to that, white chalk line, the marks the sidelines.
If you on that playing field with 12, no matter where they're at, it's just a penalty usually. But anyway, here we go. So we've got everything straightened out. So
some folks are more lenient on that as long as they're trying to get off, which is great, except for when you really need that call.
I've seen it called both ways. But I don't think anybody was actually looking at that time. But
Twins left.
there's
Reverse
just-
and nothing happening.
West Columbus is in the backfield of West Bladen every single play. Maybe a quarterback draw here, Kevin. Quarterback draw maybe for West Bladen. Let all that defense go by and just scoot it right up the middle. So I don't know if Coach Worley has got that in his repertoire of plays, but
6:05 to go here. Well, actually 5:56 now in the third quarter, Brett. And for all of our back and forth, we're still only talking about a two-score game. But West Bladen desperately needs some stroke of luck, a little bit of mojo to go their way to get not only their crowd, but their players a little more enthused and get them back in this ball game.
I would love to know the offensive stats of this game. Not talking about special, just offensive stats of both sides. I would be pressed to say that West Columbus probably doesn't have over 100 yards.
Middle screen picks up a good
biggest
18
play of the
yards.
night by West Bladen.
They're going to give them the full 20, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights. Needed 20, got 20.1.
Sure did. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from midfield for the West Bladen Knights.
Some of the best field position West Bladen's had, in this ball game.
Now,
Right?
it looked like maybe a tight end dump there, Kevin. Tight end release, and I'm not sure if that was, or was that a back out of the backfield. But
The
nice
danger
play
of bringing all those players, Brett, is that does leave the center of the field wide open.
It does. He left early, but they didn't call it. He said
Nice open field tackle.
he didn't want anything of number 7 there. Number 7 comes up
DJ
next.
Graham with a nice open field tackle.
DJ Graham doing it all, defense and offense. Iron Man football over here at West Columbus.
That's what you played back in the day, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, we never had football where we were. We had soccer, basketball, and
That's when they
baseball.
actually had laces and stuff, right?
Yeah. We used actually pigs before they
You
skinned
use actual
them.
live pigs.
We had a catch the pig team and stuff like that.
Grease pig. Haven't seen a good grease pig run in a while.
All right, here we go. 2nd and about 15 for the Knights. Back to pass again, and
Lucky to keep hold of it.
44 unabated to the quarterback, Sam Battle.
Number 44, Sam Battle, brought the battle to the quarterback, and there was just no stopping him.
Yep. Nobody blocking on that edge over there. It was a loss of about 10.
And we're looking at, it's the 42.
And what you're doing on Monday, you're probably just going through film and just showing kids, what they missed, what blocks they missed, and stuff like that. I think that's what's going on offensively, just missed blocks and things like that.
3rd and 28 for the Knights.
About 25. Let's hear it for this defense.
Backside handoff taken by number 1, who we don't have. Okay. No,
Number 1, Ryder Haynes.
No, number 11, I guess it was.
Number 11,
11 would be Santonio. No, that's
Vereen.
sorry, Luke Pate.
Luke Pate.
Brought down by Ryder Haynes.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I was looking on the wrong one. So you're probably going to go for it here, 4th and about 15, because you got to get some points on the board. Oh, they're backing up into punt formation.
I think field position is probably going to be important right now, Brett. You're only down 2 scores.
Yeah.
You still got a lot of pull. Great punt by the Knight punter.
He's down.
He's down.
Yep, Knight punter has done really well tonight. Punt game has looked good for West Bladen Knights.
Unfortunately for Damon Williams.
What got him?
A tall blade of grass.
Tall blade of grass got him.
But Damon Williams saw number 4, and he was this close.
Yeah, I call it the turf monster, but you call it a long
tall
blade of
grass. It's those Nike shoes that I keep getting them, just like last night.
Can't believe that. Who are you pulling for?
Truthfully, I have Patrick Mahomes as my quarterback in my fantasy league, so I had to root for Kansas City.
Did he get you many points?
Not as many as he was supposed to.
Yeah.
He was supposed to get about 41. He ended up with about 35.
Yeah. All right, West Columbus takes back over. Let's see what they got offensively here.
Quarterback rolls off to his right, slips and slides, and he's taken out of bounds at about the.
I said very elusive now, Kevin. Very elusive, DJ. Very elusive. DJ Elusive Graham. I like that one. Dancing DJ. That's right. That's what
the human joystick, DJ Graham. Go ahead, contribute some nicknames for us, guys. He's starting to make a name for himself. Him and Damon Williams, some of these other Vikings. Growing up before our eyes. The great thing about high school football is every couple of years a new crop comes in.
That's right.
And starts creating new legends. Second at about 7 for the Vikings. 2:11 to go here in the third quarter. Inside handoff. Picks his way through. Looks like he'll pick up first down yardage. And he'll carry 3 or 4 defenders.
He did that little backward stutter step, Kevin, there, and let the defense go by, and he picks up a nice gain off the right side.
Christian Norton taking 3 and 4 defenders with him for an extra couple of yards. Picks up the Viking first down. It'll be 1st and 10 Vikings, ball on the 47. 2:02 to go here in the third quarter, Brett. And West Columbus not getting the splash plays they got last year, but being very methodical, as you said, and very effective here in the second half, and just slowly but surely driving the ball down the field.
Got an injured player on the field here for the Knights. Let's hope it's just a cramp or whatever. It has been a little cooler this week, Kevin, so that's probably.
And I hear we're supposed to get some weather, like maybe overnight too.
Yeah, might get a little bit of rain, which we all.
Fall is definitely on the way.
I'm ready for it, Kevin. I'm sitting back on my rocking chair, just waiting for Father Fall to come in because heat is not my friend. I love the fall.
And the Honey Festival, I hear, is coming up.
Yeah.
And I hear we are. Yeah, here we are doing.
Isn't it tomorrow?
I think it's tomorrow.
Okay.
And I know we've got the honey games that we had last year.
Well, when is that?
Sometime I believe later in September.
Okay, so the honey game is not the same time as the
Honey Festival.
Honey Festival. Okay. Well, it might be a honey week, honey month, or honey bun.
I'm sure Kelly Jones has that information, and if he would text that to us, we'd be greatly appreciative. Yeah.
Kelly's had a long week at school, I'm sure, and he's probably sitting back resting.
I will give this
as he should.
I will give this to Kelly Jones, guys. Kelly wears about 9 or 10 different hats, and when Kelly gets a chance, he gets a very well-deserved rest because there's a man who goes, above and beyond for Columbus County Schools.
As they say, don't wake a sleeping giant.
That's true. Especially unless they snore, in which case all bets are off.
Oof. I bet you don't snore, do you?
Not since I got my CPAP.
Oh, good. Good.
I wear the full mask.
Okay. Does it help you at night?
It does.
Okay.
The only problem is if you roll around, you start taking, wiping that thing off the side of the end table.
I probably couldn't handle that, but looks like number 63 is okay for the West Bladen Knights. He's walking off on his own power. Got a little limp there, but I think he's going to be okay. So mom and dad back home.
Since I love cliches so much, a little hitch in his giddy up, but he looks to be okay.
Yeah, hitching his giddy up. I like that. It feels like the beach behind us with the air conditioning blowing on my neck and stuff like that. It feels really good up here. So nobody else has the air conditioning here. It's well deserved on this end. Yeah, they're wanting some AC down on that end. Anyway, so when do your Cowboys open up?
Sunday afternoon. They're the 4 o'clock game. They got the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'll say. I always give them a hard time about the Cowboys. West Columbus up the middle, straight give. Nice play. West Columbus is trying to find a little niche here in their offense. They've had 1 or 2 good plays here lately. Number 24.
I kind of like what Lamont Williamson's doing right now. Williamson says, you know what? We're going to grow. We're going to run the ball, and you're either going to get tough or.
Well, you play these non-conference games to get ready for that conference season. They're getting ready for the South Columbuses. They're getting ready for the East Columbuses, the Whitevilles, the Trask, the Penders. That's the ones that they want to get ready for. This means something, but this is a work in progress.
But in a game where you're comfortably ahead, building those running plays and building those tough runs is important. Scat back, moving quickly.
Murchison again. Murchison has risen this second half and carrying the load.
Murchison's pads were only about maybe 3 inches off the ground, Brett.
Correction. Gain of 8.
Is that Murchison down? Yeah, that's Murchison down there. Hopefully it's a cramp.
But I like Lamont Williams saying, you know what? We got used to having all these splash plays last year, but we're going to play small ball, 4 yards in a cloud of dust, and we're going to make ourselves a better running team.
And you know what? He may not know who needs to be in each position now. He may be still jockeying to figure out who needs to go where. So there's going to be some veterans that has their position pretty much locked up. But, these new faces or whatever, somebody may rise to the top. Maybe a Murchison, rises to the top and shows that, that this is one of his positions or whatever. So people still filling their positions out a little bit. Looks like a cramp out here, Kevin.
Yeah, you've got a lot of names, and he's still got a lot there he can draw from. He's got Chassan Lassane Powell from last year. Ryder Haynes can carry the ball.
Yeah, the cramp monster got him there. He's good, guys.
The bear.
He's good. Just running it off a little bit. But I'm sure he's ready to get back out there. He's had 2 or 3 good carries this series, and I'm sure he's wanting to get that cramp out so he can get back on that field and do some more damage.
1:02 left here in the third quarter. West Columbus with the football on the night 33, we'll call it. 34 maybe. Inside handoff to Ryder Haynes. And Ryder rumbling and bumbling and stumbling.
Yeah. Ryder's
like the big first
number
down.
24 goes out. I'll fill his shoes and does a good job straight up the middle for the first down.
They say good teams don't rebuild, they reload, Brett.
Yep.
And, next man up mentality for West Columbus does them well.
And Damon Williams checking back in for West Columbus, the 3-touchdown night. And, maybe they might get his hands on the ball again this time and get his 4th. He's spread out wide. I'm sure that's who they're looking for here. 23.
Throws it back behind him. He's wide open. Dumps inside, runs into his own man. And it looks like he'll be close to – it looks like he will have first down territory.
The best offensive series of the night for the West Columbus Vikings here. They've moved the ball. They've had about 6, 7, 8 plays on this drive. And what they need to do now to put icing on the cake is just to cash it in and get 6.
Viking receivers ran deep routes, and Christian Norton comes in behind them and just – the road was cleared, and he had plenty of space.
A lot of cramping up here in the last couple of plays on both sides, Kevin. So might better watch that. But West Columbus marching back out 1st and 10 on their own about, 16, 17-yard line?
Roughly. They can get a first down inside the 3.
Okay.
12.4 to go here in the third quarter, and we're dangerously close to running out of possessions if you're a Knight fan. Graham running for his life.
Nice.
Dumps it.
Oh,
just
incomplete.
Short hops it with 1.7 to go.
Nah, you didn't catch it, man.
He's trying to buy it.
Nah, you didn't catch it. Sorry. So it's going to bring up, 2nd down and 10 from the 15-yard line?
White bill update.
I don't have one. You got one?
Not the last game.
All right. I do have a update for the South Columbus game. South Columbus is down 41-0 in the third quarter. But Loris has a really good team. They haven't given up.
Loris teams in the last
They haven't
30
given
years.
up any points.
They haven't given up any points.
And they average 50 a game. So real good squad down there in Loris, South Carolina. That's always been known as the Battle of the Border. DJ with time running off the clock. Looks like he may get in. And he is in for the touchdown.
Graham picks up the first offensive touchdown. Graham with the first offensive touchdown for the Vikings this evening. And we've got two offers for our nickname for Graham. Jackie Strickland says Lightning McQueen.
Okay.
Which is a great Cars reference.
Right.
And Blake McPherson says, DJ looking like Cam Superman Newton toting the rock.
Yeah. Well,
So-
Cam went in his early years because Cam in his later years didn't run the ball that much. But I bet you,
But although Cam and Graham does work.
yeah. It's going to be in for the 2. Is that
And
going
we
to be
have a flag coming. And it looks like we might have to try this again.
Is that a pick play? Called a pick play or?
I think it's an offensive hold.
Okay.
Hey, Jazz, we don't know Whiteville right now, but South's down 41-0 in the third quarter against Loris, who's got a really good squad. Loris has got the best squad they've had in a while, is what Brett was just saying.
All right, going for 2 again from the, what's that, the 12-yard line?
I believe so.
8. Okay, so I only called it a 5-yard penalty there.
Score update. South Columbus is losing to Loris 41-0 in the third quarter.
Now they back them up. Okay, all right.
Still young on the season for the officials, too, Brett.
14-8 in the fourth quarter. Whiteville was down. It was 14-8 in the fourth quarter. Whiteville was down. East is losing 32-6.
Got East score. I believe East is down 32-6.
Okay.
And last I heard, I think Whiteville is down 14-8.
14-8. All right. Against the good James Keenan team.
I believe they did call the offensive pass interference.
Okay, all right. So we're sort of at a standstill here, but West Columbus going for 2.
With no time on the clock.
And that's knocked down, so the go for 2 is no good.
Conversion is no good.
Our score at the end of 3 quarters, West Columbus up 28-8 over the West Bladen Knights. And with 12 minutes to go, Brett, the opportunity here for West Columbus to really put that final stake in the coffin, for lack of a better term.
Well, some positives here for West Columbus. That was a drive that you wanted there. It's great to get those pick sixes and return punts and kickoffs or whatever, but that's where you want to score there. You want to score offensively, 7, 8, 9 plays and score, and that's what you got to build on there, Kevin.
Conversely, credit West Bladen, who's really struggled the first 2 weeks, on some lopsided scores, really holding West Columbus for most of this ball game. This is only now a 3-score ball game. Yeah. And West Bladen growing up, playing West Columbus a lot tougher than I think people thought they were going to.
I mean, defensively, I think West Bladen is playing really well. Just offensively, we've seen little shudders of good plays, but just that offensive line is just being blown up by the defensive line of West Columbus, and it's really hard to get anything going offensively if you're West Bladen with that happening.
And I'll tell you, I think, you talked about this in our pregame with Preston Worley. That's about being strong at the point of attack, being strong, getting in the weight room, those big fellas up front. And knowing Coach Worley, he's going to get those kids in the weight room, and he's going to use this as a motivating tool for his kids going down the road.
And, he went in knowing that, it was going to be a rebuilding year, and I'm sure he's going to try to be as positive as possible with his kids. And, they hadn't held their heads down or anything like that. But, coming up here against this West Columbus team, just special teams has sort of hurt them.
Ball taken on about the 22. He's going to reverse his field and go all the way around to the left. And he is taken down.
Is that Ryder Haynes?
Ryder Haynes lay in the wood. I think Ryder's feeling that one as much as the receiver was.
Yeah, nice open field tackle and pancake, but comes up a little shaky, but it's like he's shaking it off.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, Ryder Haynes doesn't do anything half speed, and you can tell when that hit.
Well, it is his senior year, Kevin. He's the leader of this West Columbus team. And he's the one that gets everybody motivated, and he comes to play.
Knights will take over. They're on 27-yard.
Night ball on the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Rolls off to his right.
Gain of about 1.
Tackle made by number 1, Ryder Haynes.
Ryder Haynes, yeah, looks like this is going to be his series.
Whiteville 14, James Keenan 14. Under 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes to go in the ball game. Whiteville 14, James Keenan 14.
Sometimes you wish you could switch to
This is why you need DirecTV for high school games too.
I'll tell you that, buddy.
Yeah, I do have the NFL Sunday ticket, by the way, so I can watch all 4 of my screens this weekend.
Short gain on the play.
Number 11,
Tackle
Luke
made by
Pate.
number 1. Ryder to train Haynes.
brings it to third and about 3. West Bladen finally getting that running game off a little bit, but linebackers feeling like crazy for West Columbus. 10:52 to go here in the ball game. And offsides will give the first down to West Bladen.
And that's not what you want if you're West Columbus there. You don't want to give up any, yardage up by 28-8.
And this is why coaches get, hair that look like ours, Brett. Coaches, understand that athletes are going to make plays, but unforced errors and mental mistakes will make you gray before your time.
Yep. But this kind of stuff you're going to have first, second game of the year. Second game for West Columbus.
Backside counter swallowed up by the West Columbus defense.
Tackle made in the backfield.
And again, a good defensive play by West Columbus there with that penetration. Oh, my fault, I'm in his way.
Tackle made by number
Tackle made by 58, Jonas Evans. Jonas Evans, it just looked like he swallowed him whole.
I like your screensaver name. You grind may go unnoticed, but your results won't.
I'm actually pretty proud of that, only because I got my test results this weekend.
I heard that. Heard some good test results from over there at the early college and the English teacher over there. Good job.
Hopefully he gets some opportunities down the road, but we'll see.
Ooh,
Almost a one-handed catch.
Off of his fingertips there. Had him open, just hit him a little bit too late there, and West Columbus
And I'll
comes
tell
up
you,
with a
I don't
stop.
think this West Bladen team is that far away, Brett. They need to shore up some deficiencies, and numbers numbers definitely hurt them. They don't have a whole lot on the sideline over there. I think they got maybe 4 or 5 subs on the bench.
Right.
And
Now, did they play a JV game last night? Do you know?
actually, I think they did. I know they started playing down a lot of their younger kids.
Okay. Maybe we can get a JV score from last night's game.
Jeff, JV score from last night?
Oh, wide open there, number 3, sort of drops it.
West Bladen won the JV game 42-13.
42-13?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
will bring up 4th down.
But we all know that, JV games are great or whatever, but here's where it really matters at the varsity level.
Now, having said that, great ball game won by South Columbus yesterday in double overtime in the JV game against Loris.
Yep.
So, not always indicative of how the varsity game is going to go.
No, never is.
Peter called in. The call going to be down on about the 22 where West Columbus will take over 1st and 10 with 9:27 to go.
Well, Kevin, what you're doing here, you're going to finish out this game and you're going to go back and look at film and you're going to see where you can make adjustments and you're going to show your kids, what we need to do in situations.
We are right on the precipice, Brett. It's a 28-8 score. It's a 20-point lead. Not so far ahead that you can go with wholesale changes and put it in all your JV and all your second and third team kids, but not so close to where you don't want to maybe consider taking 1 or your 2 of your bigger ball players out. What was always your dividing line of when to go into sub mode?
Well, I've always been about hey, you got to get your best players in or your first string in and give them as many reps as possible.
Another drive snap by West Columbus.
Especially his first couple of games.
Loss on the play will bring up 2nd down.
I just drew a ticket. I don't know what I drew.
Yeah. If I win, Brett, I'm donating it all,
You
all
didn't
to
even
the
buy a
cause.
ticket, did you? Did you buy a ticket?
I did not.
Okay, you can't win. You can't win if you don't play. Ain't that what the North Carolina lottery says?
That's what Franklin Davis said to me because I didn't get my picks in time for the pigskin picks.
I know. I keep forgetting that.
I think I was about 8-4 or 8-5 last week. No, I was going to be 9-5, but West Columbus didn't play.
Okay, so West Columbus takes over 8:47 on their own 15-yard line.
Quarterback back to pass once again. Rolls
Just tell
to
him
his
to
left.
go long. He's got him.
Got him. And he is out of bounds at about the 38.
Did you notice how DJ saw him and told him to go deep, and he turned and went deep, and he threw it? Nice play.
35-yard game.
That's the chemistry that they're going to develop between the receivers and the quarterback, DJ Graham.
Santonio Vereen adeptly listening to his quarterback say, go long, and he ran right underneath that and took it for a 35-yard gain.
Nice play. And if West Columbus can get that passing game going along with a little bit of running game, they're going to be pretty good.
I think the proper term for what we're seeing right now is the maturing of the West Columbus offense.
Yeah, I can only see DJ Graham getting better as quarterback because he had to sit back in the limelight of
we got a West
Kelly
Bladen
last
timeout.
year.
And I think what you're seeing, Brett, is the more these kids are playing together, the more they're learning each other. And you're seeing you're watching kids grow in front of your eyes, actually, in this West Columbus offense.
Yep.
All right, here you go.
But offensively, West Columbus has looked a whole lot better second half.
7, 3, 3, 9, 4, 7.
That was my number last week, Kevin.
There you go.
Gosh. Always 7 days late and $1 short.
Isn't that always the case?
Can you hand me that ticket?
5 minutes to go till halftime. Green Bay's leading Philadelphia 19-14. And unfortunately, even though I'm leading right now, it looks like I might be in the short end of the stick on my fantasy team. So, Brett, we got Yam Festival coming up, and we got a lot going on. It now feels like school has officially started.
It does. And I think it's been a good year for Columbus County schools. And we're expecting a really good year under new leadership of Eddie Beck, which, was my principal for years. My classmate.
I do believe the Wonder Twins of Beck and Thompson are here this evening.
Yeah, I saw them down there. And
the dynamic duo, I believe you called them.
Did I ever tell you that me and Mr. Beck played on the same basketball and baseball team in high school? Yeah, I was a year or two ahead of him.
Now, that was when they had the peach basket, right?
No, we're not that old. But anyway, I can break out VHS if you want to see it, Kevin. We got some good VHS.
I hear you got some 8-tracks, too.
Me back in the day.
Inside handoff by the Vikings.
Nice play right there.
Breaks it back off to the left-hand side.
And he's wanting more.
Hurdles. Sean Murchison with the hurdle at the end of that, Brett. Breaking down another joystick
Murchison
move.
trying to make a statement here for his self here with that duo of DJ and Murchison there. DJ Graham and Murchison.
Yeah, Murchison with that cramp a little bit earlier, but I think he's healed from that.
Yep. So if you're West Columbus, you've got to be excited about what you've seen offensively here in the second half. And
I think the pieces are there, Brett. It's just now finding out how best to put them together.
Because you were what, 16-6 or 18-6? What was it halftime?
Graham around the corner once again.
Touchdown.
Scampers into the end zone, and he gets up the touchdown. And I'm telling you right now, Lamont Williams is going to have a heart attack at some point because he's got that ball way out to his side. And
I'm sure that'll be addressed, but I'm sure he's got big hands, as a basketball player.
Those are basketball, and what that is, he looks like he's going to, do that ball fake, or he's going to go to triple threat position.
If you look at that replay, he sort of lost it on that exchange from left to right, but actually pinned it on his chest to corral it again. But hey, can't say anything. Kid scored a touchdown, so give him kudos.
7:25 to go, 34-8 our score in favor of the Vikings. And
this has sort of gotten out of hand quick, but, just West Columbus showing that they're the better team tonight just by the
West
second
Columbus
half.
going for two once again, eschewing extra points this so far tonight. Another fumble.
Two-point conversion is no good.
Our,
Brings the score Vikings 34, Knights 8.
Vikings, needing a new kicker this year, and to be honest with you,
and that's something that's hard to develop, Kevin. You had your really good kicker of Strickland last year. Kicked 7-8 extra points a game, and really probably had no time to get anybody in there to fill his shoes. So they're probably developing. And Strickland, for I understand, he went to a lot of camps. He did what he needed to do, and I'm sure West Columbus is trying to figure out what they're going to do with the kicking game.
7:25 to go. At this point now, what is your strategy if you are West Columbus on defense?
I mean, if you're West Columbus on defense, you're just going to play the same exact game that you've been playing all night. I don't think that they can change up anything defensively. West Bladen, you want to come out. You want to get something positive here in the last couple of drives that you're going to have. You're not going to come back and win this ball game, but you do want to be positive. You'd love to put one more score on the board if you are the West Bladen Knights.
Line drive kick, taken on about the 25. Murchison will take it off to the left. Not a lot happening, and a lot of blue shirts. A shipload of Vikings surrounds him, and he goes down.
One thing I can say about West Bladen is they're standing back and trying to pick holes. You can't stand back and pick holes on a punt return. You got to take that ball, and you got to find you a hole, and you just got to hit it and go north and south. East and west is not going to get you anything in the punt game.
And you see a lot of youth ball players, a lot of middle school players, and some some JVs thinking you're going to do a lot by juking and jiving, and really not accelerating to the hole and getting uphill. First and 10, Knights.
And Loris up 48-0 over South Columbus with 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the third.
Keeper picks up about 2 for the Knights.
So if you're West Bladen, you're just intent on just trying to run the football here, working on stuff for next week, and West Columbus just has outplayed them defensively.
Flag on the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct against West Columbus, and those are
the second one tonight.
Yeah, those are the things that drive a coach crazy.
And another flag.
Another unsportsmanlike conduct and an ejection.
He's ejected. How do you get ejected and you're up 34-8? I don't know, Kevin. Not a smart play there. You definitely don't want to get ejected here in a non-conference game up 34-8.
And the reason being, Brett, not only are you lost for this ball game, but you lost for the next 2.
Yeah.
And the question then becomes, is that it's disqualification or an ejection?
Well,
and a lot of that is how the official writes it up.
Yeah. Well, well, and according to what it was, he threw the little out of here sign. So
whatever happened, it wasn't appreciated.
And it was way after the play, and it was evidently something had to be said straight to the official. But like I said, we won't worry about stuff like that. We're not going to bring attention to that. We're going to get back to this football game.
And the lesson here is, when you're talking to your young men, those kinds of things, frustration happens, and we saw this happen at the East Columbus ball game, Brett. Frustration is understandable, but how you can handle yourself in times of adversity.
How do you get frustrated up 34-8, though, Kevin? I'm trying to figure that one out. But here we go. West Bladen, after about 15 yards given to them by West Columbus, a gain of about 6. And you don't want the ship to come apart here at the end, Kevin.
But it's one of those things, Brett, where I think all these coaches, Preston Worley from West Bladen, Lamont Williamson from West Columbus, they pride themselves on really teaching quality life skills to these young men.
I'm sure it's going to be addressed.
And that's going to be a discussion that both coaches have with their kids every day about how we carry ourselves and no matter what happens, we're going to make good choices. And that's, the good thing about sports and, having good mentors and leadership, we're going to raise these kids to be good young men.
Ryder Haynes with another tackle for loss there. Jet back for West Bladen. Just can't get upfield north and south. Going a lot of east and west here, but no gaining of any yards. And
Ryder
Haynes again.
Ryder Haynes deceptively quick, and he's one of those. He looks like a fullback, but he runs like a tailback, and he is so quick off the ball. He's in the backfield for the West Bladen, lineman can get out of their
And I
stance.
think a lot of that is probably knowledge of the game and watching film and knowing where things are going to go. So that's part of it also.
The whole thing. Oh, she wants me to play that?
5.5 to go here in the game. Fumble snap picked up by West Bladen. It'll be 4th down.
No gain there on the fumble. 4th and about 8. Long 8.
Long 8, short 7.
Number 3 checks back in for West Columbus, Desmond Williams.
Let's go. What is it? Can we forward some microphone?
4th and about 7. Ball on the 37. And if you're West Bladen, why not?
Yeah. I mean, you have nothing to lose here. And you would go for it 4th down on this territory anyway. But just no time for the quarterback for West Bladen. It falls incomplete.
Could have been intentional grounding, not called. Obviously, at this point in the game, you don't want to over-officiate. Ball goes over on downs. West Columbus takes over. 1st and 10. Ball on the 37.
So what you thinking about eating when you get home there, Kev?
I don't know. I got to ride all the way back to Charlotte. So
You going to stop anywhere, or are you just going to
probably
wait till
not.
you get
I've
to
got
the
an
house?
early board meeting with the Lions Club tomorrow morning, and we've got quite a bit to take care of.
Sean is going on the UNCW Quest, Marine Quest thing that she did earlier in the year. They had a week of Marine Quest, 8th grade or middle schoolers. That's the week that Debbie came in, and they missed 2 days of that, so they're making it up on the next 2 Saturdays. So an opportunity for middle school kids.
Brett the Bachelor this weekend.
No, I got Piper is going with her, but T-Bone and Indiana will be with me, and we're going to party down at the house. So if you want to come by, we got cake, ice cream, all
Any
you
truth
can
y'all
eat,
going to be
baby.
in the pool this weekend?
I'm sure we will.
Quarterback draw picks up quite a bit of yards.
And you know what? If you're West Columbus right now, you probably want to tell your quarterback, Graham, hey, let's hand it off. We don't want to get any injuries or what. Because, DJ Graham goes down on this team is huge. So you probably want to tell him, let's hand the ball off. And I think they tried to. It was just a busted play there. But you don't want to get him in a situation where he gets hurt.
But bringing up, you guys in the pool, Brett, I heard it's been a dangerous week for you. That you sustained a serious injury here trying to open up the pool?
Yeah. I was trying to get the filter off of the pool, and I busted up my hand. And I've also got to get a root canal next week, so I'm not excited about that.
Brett's a warrior, guys. Don't let him kid you.
Well, you know what I dislike the most?
What?
Is the consultation and X-ray, $425 just for that. So.
400.
And I asked him when I walked in, I said, does this come with a continental breakfast or it comes with a full-fledged buffet?
You better be getting some grill work made of solid gold, I think.
Woo. But anyway, so that's the Myrtle Beach prices I have to pay. But anyway, I wish they'd just say, okay, I knew you need a root canal, just come on in, we'll do it. But they got to do that consult now. But anyway, here we are playing football again and giving the ball off to number 24. We've heard his name a lot tonight.
Sean Murchison.
Sean Murchison has had a really good, and number 11's down for West Columbus. So let's hoping it's just a cramp.
Heads-up play by a West Bladen defender. Saw his young friend about to get himself in trouble, gets him away from the situation. Quality teammate there trying to make sure his fellas stay in the ballgame.
And Vereen is down with a cramp back in the backfield there. He's holding that cramp monster.
Brett, we've seen a lot of cramping up the first couple of weeks. How do you combat cramps as an athlete?
Well, it's sort of a cool night, so you don't expect a lot of cramps to occur. But These guys have been going all night. Their tank is sort of close to being empty, and unless you're pumping in electrolytes to them at halftime or whatever, things like this is bound to happen. But a lot of cramping still, and this is West Columbus' second game of the year now, so you may not be acclimated yet to go a full 4 quarters as a football player.
1st and 10 for the Vikings. Ball on the 35. Graham deep throws the ball.
Touchdown.
And touchdown Vikings. 35-yard touchdown.
Desmond Williams again.
Number 3, Damon Williams gets the hat trick.
Yep.
Damon Williams with a hat trick. He's got an offensive touchdown, a return touchdown, 2 return touchdowns, and a defensive touchdown.
So altogether, that's how many?
He's got 4.
4.
That's what do you call 4? Yeah.
Quad.
Three's a hat trick. What do you get for 4?
4 would be a 4-bagger. I don't know. A turkey?
That's
a
bowling.
Turkey's 3, yeah.
Yeah.
What's 4? I don't know. If anybody knows what 4 in a row is called, let us know. But a turkey is bowling.
Damon Williams, racking up the yards, has a 35-yard touchdown on a reception here in the 4th quarter.
Now, you may ask the question here, you're up 30 points. Why are you throwing the ball deep with 3 minutes left to go? So that could be a question by some of the West Bladen faithful over there, but, that's West Columbus's game.
Who's on the other side of the field. 2-point conversion is good. It's now 42-8 with 3:02 to go.
Maybe that's just a way of telling Coach Worley, welcome to high school football, I guess. I don't know.
It also might be a way to try to get a running clock going here.
Could be. We're way away from that. We're not going to. Well, I'm not going to say we're not going to reach it, but we're probably not going to reach that running clock. Because you got to be at 42?
I believe.
Yeah.
I'm going to check my fantasy.
I figured that West Columbus would probably just, run the ball out and try to run the clock out, with 3 minutes left to go. But they decided to take a shot downfield to, score another touchdown. But, those are the kinds of things you got to work on. So.
And, again, not having that second game, you're going to need all the reps you can get before you get into, your league season. St. Paul's next week here, Brett, is going to be a much tougher ball game for these Vikings, and they're going to need every rep they can before they get into their league schedule. Line drive kick taken on the 20. Brought back about 18 yards to the 38.
And probably West Bladen needs to do a little bit better job of blocking for each other, especially with the kickoff or whatever. Just not seeing a lot of hats going on pads if you're West Bladen, especially, on the kickoff.
Right now, best to get get it into the house, get it into the barn, and
we have
starting to get a bit chippy here.
Extracurricular activities.
Yeah. Starting to get a bit chippy, and you really want to get out of here before anything untoward happens.
Yep. And they're offsetting. Let's just slap on the wrist. Don't do it again. But here we go. West Bladen takes over. 2:55 left.
And if you're West Bladen, maybe get a few offensive plays in. But,
yeah. And
again,
you would want to score.
Not a terrible night for West Bladen.
Yeah.
A night where I think they've achieved some growth. But,
well,
the growing pains of a team that's having to start over.
If you go back and you watch this game again, if you can stand to listen to us again, just look at the offensive line of West Bladen when the ball snapped. There's only about 2 or 3 coming off of the line when the ball snapped. They're reacting to the ball being snapped and not the snap count. And I'm sure that's what Coach Worley will probably work on with them is we got to get off on the snap count. We can't rely on watching the ball. That's just my recollection.
Backside counter for the Knights. Stopped for no gain.
Number 23, Isaiah Robinson, the ball carrier. Tackle made by number 1, the rider, the train Haynes. We'll bring up 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 for the Knights. A minute 57 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Still a couple of drizzles of rain coming down out here, but nothing that impairs
for the threat
game.
of weather, we've actually been awfully lucky the last 2 weeks, Brett.
Yep.
Both times we've had weather go right around us.
But we could use some rain.
This grass is looking a bit dry.
3rd down and about 4 for the West Bladen Knights. 1:35 left to go in the game.
Backside counter.
He got the first down.
He got the first down yardage with a minute 24 to go in the game.
Clock still running. No, clock still running. 1:22 left.
James Keenan won in overtime, 21-20 against Whiteville.
But James Keenan beats Whiteville 21-20 in overtime.
Oh, wow, great ball game.
21-20 in overtime.
So both Columbus County undefeated teams go down this evening. Loris defeats South Columbus, and Whiteville loses to James Keenan.
Well, the South Columbus game's not over yet. Still in the 3rd. You know, they're down 41-0. So, you know, you never know. Huh? You never know.
One of those fantastic finishes.
Yeah.
Short gain on the play.
Inside of a minute here to go.
I've always thought in football they need to put in like a 20-point play or something like that just to make it interesting with games like this.
To keep you and me interested, right?
Clock running down, 35 seconds left to go in the game. It's going to come to a screeching halt probably after this play here.
Backside handoff. He'll take it around the right corner, pick up first down yardage.
I don't
Take
know.
it down to about the
If
32.
I'm West Bladen, I'm calling timeout and I'm going to get another play on.
Well, clock will stop with the moving of the chains.
I mean, I'm calling timeout and I'm throw it to the end zone. But evidently not. That's going to be it, Kev.
And that's our ball game. Our final score: West Bladen loses to West Columbus 42-8. And both teams, I think, have to feel, reasonably happy about what they saw. West Bladen, they knowing they're in a rebuilding season, but showing signs of growth and showing signs of life. West Columbus with a slow start, picks up steam as they went on, Brett, and really started bringing the offense there in the second half.
Yeah, just a tale of two halves there. Offense not going well for West Columbus in that first half, and then some adjustments were made at halftime, and West Columbus just comes out and, blisters West Bladen offensively in that second half. So, West Columbus looked good that second half. Offensively, first half, not so much.
What is that? One of those things that we're learning to fly this. We're learning to fly this plane, build this plane as we fly it.
But you'd much rather be better in the second half than the first half.
This is true. West Columbus next week, Brett, takes a step up in talent and a step up in competition, and really got to spend a lot of time in film session because they got a good West St. Paul team coming in to face them next week.
Yep, and that's going to be here, and we'll be broadcasting that game, and I'm sure Coach Williamson's going to get his team ready, say, we'll celebrate this one tonight and this weekend, but Monday it's time to come to work. We've got a team coming in that is going to give us a little bit of trouble.
Film study on Monday is going to be important, Brett, because coaches can talk about a lot of things and correcting errors in practice, but seeing it on film, seeing it in front of you, and watching yourself make, and see how to make these corrections is so important. Talk to us a little about film study on Monday.
Well, if they do it the same way we used to do it, the coaches get together on Sunday. They break down the film. Now, they don't have to trade like they used to because now everything's on the huddle and you can just, download it or whatever. But you get together and you look at you look at the plays and see what happened. And you just take notes and you go to individual players and say, hey, here's what we got to work on. Here's what we got to do. And, when you see yourself on film doing something, it's a great learning tool. So.
All right, once again, Brett and I will be back here next week on the campus of West Columbus High School for St. Paul's at West Columbus. Brett, the preliminaries are starting to be over. Within the next week or two, we're going to be deep. We're going to start kicking into that meat of the league season. And a lot of good football to look forward to here coming down the road.
Yeah, looking to the conference schedule, I'm still seeing that, Whiteville is probably going to be, one of the tough ones, or probably the one that's probably going to give everybody the most trouble. And then your Trask and your Penders, and then probably brings up, South Columbus, West Columbus. So it looks like it's falling in that order a little bit.
I'll be honest with you, there does not seem to be an easy out this year.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, there's not that 1 week where you can say, okay, we can take a break this week.
Yep.
Seems like every week's going to bring a different challenge.
And never know what East Columbus got some really good athletes over there, so you never know how much they're going to grow as a football team. I don't know what the final score ended up being tonight with East Columbus, but sounded like they were in a battle for a while over there. So and going back to West Bladen, not a bad game. I think it got out of hand a little bit second half for them, but if you're West Bladen, you got to look and say, hey, first half, 16-8, we were in this ball game. We were down by 1 score, but then it sort of, exploded on them in the second half.
And then to paraphrase Preston Worley from his pregame speech to me, judges practice by practice, play by play, game by game, quarter by quarter. And, they were, for 24 minutes at least, going toe-to-toe with one of the better teams here in the Waccamaw Conference.
And if I'm Coach Worley, I may just show my kids the first half. I must forget about that second half. Let's look at what we did well in the first half and just focus on that.
Okay, Brett and I will be back next week on the Columbus County Game of the Week. So for us, the great staff at CCCA, Jeff Rudnick, our producer, Kelly Jones, our technical director, we look forward to seeing you next week on the Columbus County Game of the Week.